Assalamualaikum. Hi, my name is Mohamad. So for the introduction, since the mid-20th centuries, the discovery of these resources in the 1960s, coupled with the establishment of state-owned oil and gas company, which is Petronas in 1974, united a period of remarkable growth and prosperity. Petronas acts as a major revenue stream for the government, contributing a substantial portion of its income through taxes, royalties, and dividends. Oil and gas revenues have fueled impressive GDP growth, attracting foreign investment, creating jobs, and stimulating the development of related industries like manufacturing and petrochemicals. This economic boom helped lift millions out of poverty and propel Malaysia to the forefronts of Southeast Asia economic landscape.
My name is Wan Raihana Madiha binti Wan Ahmad Zakri. The oil and gas sector in Malaysia has a rich history spanning over a century. Shell's discovery of the first oil well on Canada Hill in Miri, Sarawak, known as the Grand Old Lady, in 1910, set the foundation for this vital industry. Unfortunately, World War II severely disrupted the sector with scorched earth policies and bombing raids causing substantial damage to the oil field, leading to the halt in drilling activities until the 1950s. The 1960s marked a resurgence for Malaysia's oil and gas industry, focusing on the offshore fields and shaping its role in the nation's economy. The formation of Petronas in 1974 underlined Malaysia's control over its oil and gas resources, signifying the sector's economic importance. Petronas, established as a commercial entity with a profit motive, gained exclusive ownership of Malaysia's hydrocarbon resources through the Petroleum Development Act. Petronas not only drove Malaysia's economic growth but also positioned the country as a prominent player in the global oil and gas market. Malaysia's oil and gas sector stands as a pillar of the nation's economic development, holding the distinction of Southeast Asia's second largest oil producers and the world's third largest exporter of liquefied natural gas (LNG). In recent years, there has been a consistent increase in the sales of refined petroleum products in the country, indicating a strategic transformation in the industry. This growth is partly attributed to the rising consumption of petroleum products. Malaysia's oil and gas industry has served as a powerful engine for economic growth, contributing roughly 20% to the nation's annual GDP. It has fostered a robust ecosystem that supports the entire oil and gas value chain within Malaysia and the broader region. This thriving sector has attracted significant foreign investment with the Malaysian Investment Development. Malaysia recognizes the need to evolve. In 2024, the nation continues its strategic move away from dependence on Petronas dividends. This shift is evident in the declining contribution of petroleum revenue to the national budget, falling from 28% to 23% in the recent years. The nation is committed to broadening its revenue streams, ensuring long-term economic stability of resilience in the face of fluctuating global oil market. It is vital to diminish dependency on oil revenue not only in response to the downward trend in global oil prices, but also to address climate change through a reduction in fossil fuel consumption.
My name is Fatin Sabrina binti Ismail Izam. My metric number is 296265, and I'm going to talk about challenges of Malaysia in oil and gas industry. There are several challenges that has been faced by Malaysia government in the oil and gas industry. The first challenge is the instability of price of oil and gas. Malaysia reported to face a matter related to inflationary pressure and supply chain disruption due to this instability price. This can be a significant impact on the local economic growth as the reduction of subsidy and increase of import costs. Another challenge is the political slickness issue, like what happened between federal government and state government. Due to COVID-19, the decline of price of crude oil happened in Malaysia. However, the exploration states such as Sarawak demanded for their royalty as what has been promised by Pakatan Harapan if they won the general election. This issue impacts Petronas and threatens the contribution to government revenues. The geopolitical tension that happened in the world also can be challenged towards Malaysia's revenue. The tensions such as the Ukraine war and Israel-Palestine war made the oil prices increase rapidly. Even though this is good news to the country, the uncertainty of prices make the government worry in terms of planning and budgeting for oil and gas revenue. Last but not least, limited resources of oil and gas in Malaysia also become challenged toward revenues. The Ministry of Economic Affairs stated in the parliament that the oil and gas resources are running dry and will be depleted in 2029 if the government mainly depending on this revenue. This also affects Petronas operation if there is no new oil exploration has been made.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Hazika. Let's move on to the implications on political and economic. So, Malaysia's oil and gas sector, historically a cornerstone of the nation's economy, exerts significant political and economic influence. Politically, the revenues from the sector shape public spending and government policies. The state-owned petroleum company, which is Petronas, stands at the center of this dynamic, embodying national pride and economic nationalism. Petronas not only contributes substantially to the government revenue, but also faces immense pressure to maintain its profitability and public image. This political dependency creates challenges in decision-making, often prioritizing the short-term gains over long-term sustainability. Next, economically, the oil and gas sector's contribution to Malaysia's GDP and public revenue is substantial but fraught with vulnerabilities. The global decline in fossil fuel demand and volatile oil prices have exposed structural weaknesses in Malaysia's economic framework. This dependency constrains diversification efforts, making the economy susceptible to global market fluctuations. The diminishing returns from the oil and gas sector underscore the urgent need for Malaysia to develop other economic sectors to ensure sustainable growth and economic stability. In summary, while Malaysia's oil and gas sector has historically driven national development, its over-reliance poses significant political and economic risks. Addressing these challenges requires strategic reforms to diversify the economy and reduce dependence on this volatile industry.
My name is Nur Nazra. My metric number is 296123. I will explain the strategy of how Malaysia can reduce its dependence on oil and gas in three ways. First, Malaysia needs to explore renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, and bioenergy, which are sustainable alternatives. This will not only help mitigate pollution and energy depletion, but also broaden Malaysia's market reach. Furthermore, investing in renewable energy can create new job opportunities, stimulate economic growth, and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Also, by using its rich natural resources, Malaysia can become a top country for renewable energy in the Asian region. Second, overcoming technological and educational barriers to renewable energy adoption in Malaysia can promote wider usage of renewable energy in the country. To foster renewable energy prospects in Malaysia, it is imperative to enhance technological infrastructure and educational resources for students. This strategy approach can pave the way for new opportunities, diminishing reliance on traditional oil and gas sources while promoting sustainable energy alternatives. This in turn can attract international investments. Third, economic diversification is necessary because it can help reduce risks such as uncontrollable fluctuation in oil and gas prices. This economic diversification can generate profits in various sectors, including technology, agriculture, tourism, and renewable energy. By investing in multiple industries, a country can create a more resilient economy that is less dependent on any single source of income. By following these three suggestions, Malaysia can decrease its reliance on oil and gas and enhance its economic growth.
For the conclusion, Malaysia's dependence on oil and gas has fueled economic growth and social development, but its finite resources and volatility necessitate a strategic shift towards renewable energy, prioritizing economic diversification, investing in renewable energy, and fostering innovation will equip Malaysia with a skilled workforce for a sustainable future. By embracing innovation, diversification, and sustainability, Malaysia can secure a long-term path towards economic prosperity and more resilient future.